Well, good morning, everybody, and it's lovely to be back after 2 weeks away. And welcome to my Monday messages. If you're new to me, I am Rebecca. I'm a homeopath and I'm a QTT coach practitioner. And basically, I support as many women as I can to realise and feel their full potential and feel as healthy and as well as possible. So today I am returning from a 2-week break, a 2-week holiday. Lovely, lovely holiday. Lots of ahas while I was away. The thing I wanted to talk about today was something that I came across in the Airbnb that we booked, or the B&B that we booked, and that is the quality of the sleep that we, are providing for ourselves. And I'm very grateful that I'm actually long past menopausal age and and all the symptoms that go with that. And the majority of my clients I support navigating the change, going through all kinds of expressions of that internal transitional state. And one of the most debilitating things is sleep, a lack of sleep. And that can be for many reasons, but one of the biggest reasons during menopause is, obviously, maybe not obviously, night sweats, increased body heat during our sleep that induces drenching sweats that can wake us and can keep us awake and can feel incredibly uncomfortable and very exhausting, actually. So why am I talking about this in conjunction with holidays? Well, the reason is because in the apartment that we booked, I started experiencing exactly that, debilitating night sweats and incredibly increased temperatures at night. And it wasn't just because it was hot while we were away. Actually, the apartment itself was quite cool and aerated, and it wouldn't be something that I would normally react like that to. And then we discovered that, in fact, the mattress that we were sleeping on was a memory foam mattress. And also the topper was also memory foam, and the duvets, I use that term loosely, but they were sort of covers, were also plastic, basically not polystyrene, but polyurethane, some kind of plastic synthetic material. So basically we're like sleeping enclosed in a plastic bag. Of course we were sweating, because it wasn't just me, it was my husband as well. And that's why I knew it wasn't a return of menopausal symptoms. And that reminded me of how many things we can do during menopause or any other time where we are undergoing a transitional state, something completely natural that is going to invoke a lot of clearing out, and thereby sweating and peeing and all those lovely things that our bodies do with great efficiency when allowed to do. What I wanted to talk about today was that what we can do to prevent those, what we can do to actually minimise the amount of toxic stuff that we expose ourselves to that actually exacerbates any of those symptoms. And I find that many, many people never think about what happens when they're asleep, and certainly not the quality of the mattresses and the bedclothes that we're choosing. So I just had a cursory look into the toxicity around memory foam mattresses, and I had already known this and I'd sort of forgotten it, if you like. I'd forgotten just how toxic they are. Hideous stuff. It doesn't take much of a search to uncover them. But even if you accept that they are known to trap heat, that they are known to induce sweating and to raise the body temperature, which, some might say, oh, isn't that fantastic when you're sleeping in a cold climate? Yeah, maybe, but what's the cost? It's not so good, though, when you're in a hot climate or when you yourself are already in an increased body temperature state. But even if you're not, our normal body temperature is enough to activate all of the, what do they call them? They call them VOCs, don't they? What do they call volatile organic compounds, I think, that are in these mattresses. They are activated by our own body heat. So they might be relatively benign in transit, although most people notice that there is a very strong plastic smell when they first get delivery of them. We think that goes away. It doesn't. It's actually activated every single night by our own body temperature. So not only does it raise the body temperature, but we are actually inhaling those gases all night, every night. Most of the studies that were done to discover the ill effects of those gases were actually done for much shorter periods than we would expose ourselves to. They were done, unfortunately, on animals, but in a very short space of time, respiratory illnesses popped up, headaches, allergies, skin irritations, sleep disruptions, and of course, particularly with the flame retardants that are in these mattresses, huge endocrine disruptors, so hormonal disruption. They were proven to affect fertility in both men and women. They were actually even pegged as a risk for miscarriages because of that endocrine disruption. And many people with waking up with, feeling like they've got a hangover and they haven't actually drunk anything, down to the mattress, basically. Now, I wanted to make you aware of that because I think many people aren't. And often when we're experiencing dis-ease of any sort, we want to minimise all the things that can actually make that worse. Of course we do. And we tend to focus on things like emotional regulation, diet, perhaps clean water, getting enough sleep. So, but we don't think about the toxic things that we're choosing to sleep in or on. And the mattress is pretty key and pretty invasive. So what can you do to mitigate some of those effects? Well, the first thing I would say is, for God's sake, get rid of that mattress. Change it. If you've got a mattress on another bed that isn't a memory foam mattress, swap it out. Preferably get rid of it completely. But if for some reason you can't, the first thing would be to think about your own health and what you're experiencing and how much of that may be down to that mattress rather than anything else inherently wrong with you. Because these are just expressions of your body trying desperately to manage that toxicity and to regulate yourself. Homeopathy has huge experience in this arena. It's been doing it for years. We have many, many remedies that are capable of addressing the individual nature of those expressions of toxicity and to do things like bolster the liver. And liver damage is one of the many, many lovely things that has been proven to be caused by these memory foam mattresses. So just actually coming and getting the support of a professional homeopath. It's not really something you can do on your own, I don't believe, because you'd have to have an intimate knowledge of a vast array of remedies, and you need a professional homeopath to manage what may come up and to prescribe most appropriately for you. So now, unfortunately, many hotels and apartments and rentals seem to have invested in these memory foam mattresses. So I'm very aware that when I travel, almost invariably, I have to put up with that kind of mattress. Now, I have started asking a question now and having it be part of my decision making as to whether I book somewhere or not. You can do that, but it is difficult to find people who haven't invested in a memory foam mattress. Now, there are various, obviously, remedies that you can take to help mitigate the effects of those. And there are also things like the frequency devices, like the Healy, that you can actually run frequencies during your exposure that will help to mitigate any effects. But they're not really long-term solutions, are they? Now, there has been a decrease in the purchasing of these mattresses as people start to cotton on. But I wanted to just actually make you aware of that because it was in my sphere of awareness, if you like. And also to be aware that this time of year, when we are actually shedding, we're processing and cleaning house, a lot of the symptoms, the expressions of that come up, are consistent with what comes up from a memory foam mattress. So the memory foam mattress may be actually making those symptoms worse, if you like, or the need to do them, I should say. So, yeah. I don't know whether I'm preaching to the converted. I don't know whether, most of you are going, oh, well, duh, Rebecca. Yeah, of course, I knew all that. And of course I wouldn't pick a memory foam mattress. Or whether, for a lot of you, this is complete news and that it's not something that you were aware of. So now you are. It's your choice to do something about it. Or to ignore it. Obviously, it's your call. You may decide, actually, I don't buy any of that, and it's not affecting me yet. In which case, great. You're obviously very, very strong. And I should say, one of the other lovely things that came up, which was a surprise to me, it's particularly prevalent in children, but it does happen in adults as well, is cognitive impairment. So that kind of can't quite remember things and grogginess and can't quite get my brain in gear. That's a big menopausal symptom, isn't it? So if nothing else, if you are going through the change and you're experiencing all those symptoms, change your mattress, because you never know how much of it could be down to that. Okay, I think that's it. If you want to know more about how you can dress anything, if there's light bulbs going off and you're thinking, oh God, yes, definitely, I have a memory foam mattress and I'm experiencing all or some of those, what can I do about it? Book a free call with me. We can decide which is the best route for you. I'm pretty sure it'll be homeopathy though, rather than anything else. And look to switch out that mattress. Or if you just want to have a chat and go, I'm not sure whether I'm being affected or not, book that call and we can have an informed chat about it. Okay, that's it. I am playing catch up today, having been away for the 2 weeks. So, but I am back in the saddle, as it were, and I'm taking appointments from tomorrow onwards. So pop onto my site and book yourself in if you need an NCT or an MOT. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me. And do let me know your thoughts on the memory foam mattress. Was it news to you, or did you already know? And what are you going to do about it now you know? Take care.